Welcome everyone to the AMA. This is Sype here from the OmniaVerse team. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, Cypher. Yes, I can hear you.
Great. What would you like me to call you? Ox or Sorcerer?
I call me Software. It's way better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool name. How did you end up getting that username?
Yeah, my username is Sorcerer. That's 0xSorcerer on GitHub too. Same thing, 0xSorcerer. Discord, 0xSorcerer. Depends on the validity, if it's taken or not. So it's usually 0xSorcerer or 0xSorcerers on my usernames.
Yeah, so what I thought about your zero times your name is so you show a buff from your Discord list, especially on the server.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's well, actually, that's zero times, so it's not actually ox. Well, what can we do?
Yeah, so how have you been? What's happening with you lately?
Well, it's going great. It's going great. We've been building out stuff and just generally having fun in space. It's just been a cool day. How's your day going?
That's great to hear. My day is going great. It's pretty hot here in Australia, like in 35 degrees.
Oh. Same thing here in Africa too. It can really get hot. That's just but sometimes it can really get cold. So it depends on what part of the continent you're on. So that's just how it goes.
Oh wow! So right now, we're just waiting for the community to join into the call. Once we get a lot of people in the list right now, we're gonna start with the questions about yourself, the team, and how is Battle Dogs in Apex Chain coming along. And then towards the end, we're gonna have a community segment, and the top two questions from the community will earn a Apex Dogs as a reward. So stay tuned and be patient, and we'll come through along with your questions.
Fabulous, fabulous.
So I was reading your Battle Dogs guide from the website, and you got all the lore and everything there, and how to play the game. It's pretty cool to see how your game compares with the different free-to-play games or the pay-to-earn games.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, I like to call it, I like to define this niche as P2P gaming, because you have a lot of games out there, a lot of Web3 games, and a lot of, trading card games, but people haven't really focused on the P2P aspect. We used to P2P transactions. Oh, that's what brought us into this space, P2P transactions with Bitcoin. But now we have a chance to actually play one-on-one. So it's really it's a beautiful thing going on, and we are happy we are able to identify this niche and tap into it.
Oh, for sure, it's definitely an innovative game. We can't play to play the Apex Dogs.
Yeah, yeah, which is sweet. It's what we like to call our dual token drive engine. It's innovative. We worked on many historical models of twin tokens for the specific reason because we wanted to ensure it's a closed ecosystem where value is given back to the players, value is given back to the stakers and people in the ecosystem. It's a very close knit thing. So it's a very, very advanced dual token model. And from our side, it's just the beautiful thing about Web3 and about crypto and decentralized finance.
I can definitely agree with you that value is the most important thing for gamers, stakers, or investors. And also, a fun question for you: what do you think about the video I made?
Personally, I think it was sick. Oh my God. I saw the video and I made videos myself. I'm a little petty videographster, a jack of all trade stuff, but your stuff blew me out of the water. And I was like, wow. I showed my wife and she was like, I prefer this video. And I was pissed for a little minute. But it just shows that talent lies where talent lies.
Yeah, thank you for the compliments. Yeah, it's everyone got their own specialties in their field, and I'm excited to hear from you about your game.
Oh, thanks for that. Truly appreciate it.
Welcome, welcome. So, what's keeping you busy right now?
Oh, well, we've basically been putting the whole thing together. We've been working, deploying on multiple chains. Think about having projects like this. If you want to be deployed on many L1s and L2s as possible, especially the L1s with the lowest gas fees, and nothing is better than deploying on a gasless chain. Like, seriously, this is the height of GameFi. This is what we've all been dreaming about, getting to a point where we can actually initiate these transactions with one another. Because the truth is, gaslessness takes away the need for account abstraction. I don't want to just go off the rails here, but we keep forgetting that with every new technology, there are new risks. Okay? So everyone's always going forward about account abstraction, and everyone seems to forget the risks because the space is like a baby with a short attention span. You need the next new shiny thing to get it moving. And, and CZ is the master of that, and these opinion leaders, they don't want it to die because it's a beautiful field, it's innovative, it's rebellion against the government, against too much control, and that's good, but it's a movement that has to be fed to keep it alive for a while. So that's why they do these things, but they know the risk. But the average person on the street doesn't know the inherent risk. You have account abstraction, and then you now have a third party that, if the SDK isn't implemented properly, either on the dev side or even when it becomes so popular and even everyone can do it, someone doesn't implement it properly, you can have hacks that can reach multiple of accounts, not just one account, a lot of them, from the fees that they can generate or whatever it is they can take. So gaslessness, on the other hand, is the way to go, actually, because at the end of the day, it's just the node validators approving transactions. So if it's gasless, then you don't need account abstraction. It has no use at all. It's just gasless. So you pay for utility. You don't pay for using the chain, you pay for the economic energy and value you bring to the chain and you take from the chain, And that's why crypto, even all the KOLs, I don't know about the recent ones, but the old ones, the cyberpunks, the leaders of this movement, believe in utility first. Once you have your utility mapped out, your crypto, your token, your project is here to stay.
Wonderful, that is great to hear. Now, let's start off with the first question of the day. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and the team itself?
Okay, so well, you all know me. I'm 0xSorcerer, the founder and developer, so founding developer of ApexDogs, which I believe is a good mix. Many times, many founders are non-founding developers, so they don't really know about what they're putting out there. And when there's a problem, they have to run away because at the end, they believe it's not really their fault, and so on and so forth. So I'm hands-on with development, everything that happens. My history, first of all, first time I heard about crypto was in late 2016. I heard about the Ethereum ICO. I missed it. So I got into the space as a user, first of all, just someone new in the space, understanding the stuff that's going on in the space. And then I became a trader, a DJ trader. Okay. So, I ate into many stuff, Ripple at 0.006, so many stuff. And because I was going for every shiny little thing, I didn't make as much money as I could have made if I just sat in one place. So I understand what the DJ mind is like. Okay. And I also, so I also started learning about the space around that time. But in that time, I was working for a Swedish Pan-African firm trying to bank the unbanked. So I've been in finance for 2 years. And in that time, I was learning a bit about the blockchain and so many stuff. And around that time, there weren't really blockchain courses online you could learn. I was really active and enthusiastic about the space. So I was learning as much as I could. I joined many new programs that were trying to teach people more about the blockchain, about the technology behind it. I started learning Solidity, things like that. And later on, I developed and I got tapped by a Ukrainian firm, a cybersecurity firm called Romad Endpoint Defense, which is a Ukrainian firm that was trying to migrate their antivirus solution into the blockchain space. Now, we do know that the the cybersecurity industry is plagued. I'm talking about the antiviruses, and that particular niche is plagued by a lack of transparency. I know every one of us here has had an experience with downloading a new antivirus. Okay, you had one before, you download a new one, and the new one tells you have like 40,000 viruses found from nowhere. That was what they wanted to do. They wanted to bring enough transparency via the blockchain so that if they find anything, you can see it, you can analyze it, you can go to Ethereum and check it out and the rest. But they face a lot of technical difficulties. My job there was like my job at the finance institution, was to bring the technology, to break it down to the executive boards we're partnering with and the rest, because they didn't understand the tech. So I had to break it into a layman's language anyway, so that they can digest it. So it was what I was doing there. But before the war came and everything packed up, they weren't able to finish their antivirus product. So by then I'd learned enough of Solidity, enough of React, over the years, front end, back end development, graphics, UI, name it. I'm a one-man dev team actually, so I can do it, which is good. But so I just decided, let me make this game, because I've also been enthusiastic about GameFi. I played some early games, but I understood there was a difference between the average Web3 gamer and the average Web2 gamer, and somehow, I don't know, a fortunate mix of this came together to create ApexDogs. Okay, a fortunate mix of events, just came together, and I created it. And then my friends, while we were playing and testing it out, they were like, "You're onto something here," and that's how it all started.
It is truly a gem. You guys are really into something.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, so how many people in your team?
Yeah, so it's me and two others, but a lot of them are handling a lot of stuff. Most of the time, it's me. I am 100% devoted to the project, working always on the project. The other team members handle different fields like marketing and so on, but they have some engagement. Some have had to, to focus on some very personal reasons, so they're not 100% like me. They're not a full-time part of the team right now. By the time they're done with what they want to do, then they can come in on board full time. So as a team, we're three basically, but then most of the time, 100% of the work, I tend to do it.
That's impressive. You are truly a multi-talented man. And could you please provide us an overview of ApexDogs and its mission in the gaming industry?
Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. So, like the entire concept of ApexDogs is a zero-sum crypto game. That's the best way I can simplify, just in very simple terms. And I'll explain that right now. Now, if you look at crypto, the general crypto gaming environment, there are a lot of people that have spent a lot of funds, okay? A lot of funds in what we call scam coin trading. I won't say shit coin trading, because shit coin is a term for us. It doesn't mean a scam coin. It's just a coin. It's not Bitcoin, But scam coin trading are the coins that we know are probably going to rug pull after their pre-sale, and yet we still get involved. Many people do. I'm not the only one, and many of us who hope against hope, especially when we're desperate for the funds or something like that. And then we just hop in, and then we see the rug pulled. And now these are people, if they pay $10 for a cup of coffee, will go crazy. And then we lose $2,000 because the project rug pulled, and we just say, nah, we just write it off. So I noticed something about this field, okay? Binance, I like to refer to them a lot. They released a report about the amount of money that has been lost in the sector to scam coin trading. I make that very clear. And they were even talking about in a report a couple of years back, which hit me a special way, that over $1 billion in volume went into scam coin trading. I would wrap it all up pretty soon. But I want you to understand the mindset of the space we're in. Now, these are people who are willing to risk their crypto. Okay, they want to risk it just to earn some crypto. They want to risk it so that they can sell before the next person. So even if they do provide liquidity, they know, oh, this team, they don't have a product, they don't have anything at all. They just have a Twitter page. They don't even have, sometimes they don't even have a website. But they want to sell, they want to click the sell button before the next person. That's just the entire goals of shitcoin trading. I'm talking about people who don't even know they are trading. There's a strong need. I call it the need to trade for the DJ trader. This need. You just need to trade. You just need to make that profit. Just to hit the sell button for the next person. Just need to make that 10x, 20x, 50x. There are a lot of people that have this mindset in this space. And it's what we get from adoption. With every new tech that comes out there's a lot of adoption that comes in. And with adoption means the masses flock in, and a lot of people who are inconversant with the space, who don't understand the technologies, who can navigate their way around, so they rely on pills and the rest to navigate. Now, it becomes clear to me that these people need something to trade on, and GameFi solves that, because at the end of the day, I keep hearing a lot of things about meme coins being just meme coins without utility. The truth is, in the early days, meme coins had utility. Dogecoin was a joke token. It was supposed to be a joke. So people tipped themselves on Reddit, on many channels, many forums with Dogecoin. And people bought it. And then some people had to mortgage their houses to buy it, and everyone was laughing at them. But the coin was still there. It wasn't a scam. It didn't disappear after 2 weeks. Okay, it was still there. And then Elon, Dogefather, blessed Dogecoin, and it skyrocketed. And these people made a killing, more than most of us buying all the regular cool coins. The ones with utility, the Ripple that's going to take over Swift. So it had utility, and these coins didn't disappear. People could trade them. So I made this game, which is a zero-sum game for crypto, which accomplishes the same thing that the DJ need for trade accomplishes. Okay, but with way less risk. In this game, where DeFi comes in, where GameFi comes in, you can actually win at a 50% odds. Either you win it or someone else wins it. But you have that odds. And when you're playing, we have so many models that ensures you make a profit from mining gains and so on and so forth. So you don't even lose completely. You don't lose 100%. You might lose this, but you can level up your battle dog, or you can sell your game tokens you've mined for even a greater amount. Okay, so basically that's the reason why I created a zero-sum game, like poker, like a poker night, where you sit down with your friends, you're all bringing a little amount, just very tiny fraction. But with volume and with everyone doing that, that's a lot of money. And then the winners can take this away, while others can mine game tokens to use on their NFTs, or they can even sell them because they'll be highly liquid.
Fantastic. So before I go to the main question, I just want to talk about where did you find out, or what is the lore behind Battle Dogs?
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so why Battle Dogs Arena? Okay, it's actually Battle Dodges Arena, but if you're in the space, we don't need to pronounce the E behind it. It's Dodge, it's Dog. Okay, Battle Dogs Arena. Okay, so people love their memes. That's one thing about this DJ trading niche. Okay, they love their memes. Even Web3 gamers, we love the niche. The memes. We love it. And the reason why we went with Battle Dogs is because the dogs is the most popular meme out there. The Shiba Inu, Akita. You can have a lot of dodges that have this representation, which is why the image, I like to call them the avatars, because they're not just traditional NFT images. These are dynamic NFTs. And people like to be represented with art that speaks about them, that represents them. So we made it possible where you can update your image. So far, you meet the requirements. You can update your image to any AI generated image you want. Dogs, if it's a picture of your mom that gives you luck, things like that you can do. But the Dodge meme is because we love our dogs, okay? And that's the reason why we went with the Battle Dodge images.
Amazing. So Can you elaborate on how the Battle Dog games work?
Great. So basically, as I said, you come in and you mint an NFT. You can create your Battle Dog army. It can be one NFT. You can mint a Battle Dog. It costs $2 or less, depends on the movement of Omnia in this market, but it's basically $2 per mint. You mint a Battle Dog, and then you can customize it or you can activate it. So the first thing you do is you get into the game. If you have any Battle Dogs, you just go straight to activate them. If you haven't, when you activate them, your Battle Dogs are present in the arena. That is when they can attack another Battle Dog, And the way you attack a Battle Dog in this game is either you attack their aggression, use your aggression so you can assault them, or you can debilitate them. So it's just a very simple game, simple to understand. And each time, because it's a merit and point-based system, each time you attack a Battle Dog, your stats on your NFT changes, because unlike traditional NFTs that have constant metadata, dynamic NFTs, game NFTs have a constantly changing metadata. Okay, so your level could go up if you've met the requirements. Your attacks change, your defense changes, and so on and so forth. And this is reflected in your NFT token. So these NFT tokens can battle each other. So you just go into the game. Like I said, you mint. If you don't have one, you activate it if you haven't activated. And of course, you approve block, because block is the in-game token that you transact with. So every transaction would just cost you 20 cents, for every single transaction you make. And at the end of the day, your NFT has a payout that you can track on the game dashboard, the game landing on your NFT. And that is the amount you can withdraw if you meet specific conditions in the game, just some few conditions like you need to have at least 5 wins to be able to withdraw. You need to have at least you need to get to level 1 before you can withdraw, and then you can withdraw anytime to your wallet. So that's how the game works.
That's so cool. So for those just coming into the Telegram AMA, we're talking about what's going to be the most unique thing about Battle Dogs, and will that be an attractive game for everyone?
Oh, don't get me started. Okay, so let me just take this. I have a lot of stuff. But okay, so first of all, it's one of the advents of P2P gaming, like I said. That's the very first thing. We have that first mover's advantage, because at the end of the day, many times you have Web3 games, and what they're doing is they try to create just basically a Web2 game, like Naruto, like Mortal Kombat. So we have the first mover's advantage, because at the end of the day, most of these games, okay, are designed to either outdo Web 2, or they're designed to integrate Web 3 into Web 2. And the truth is, many of us here, we do not like probably you're in the heat of battle playing Mortal Kombat, and then you see this MetaMask notification pop up asking you to, it just steals from the gaming experience. But the Web3 gamer is different. The Web3 gamer has heard of crypto before he plays the game he sees. The Web2 gamer just needs an advertisement, and they're in it for the experience, the storyline, the storytelling. They don't care if it's centralized. They just want the speed and the experience. But the Web3 gamer is there primarily for the crypto. So there's a need for Web3 gamers to play with crypto. And that is the retention rate that Binance also discovered, that the people who were playing Axie Infinity, many of them, some from India, Thailand, many of these countries, had a retention rate that mimicked a working professional, someone who has a job. They were engaged in it for the crypto, to get the crypto, whether it was by play to earn mining, whatever way necessary, and they were that engaged. So we're starting P2P gaming where people can play with each other, okay? Unlike the traditional gamble-fi in the space, like Bit, Casino, and these guys, you play against the house, okay? And you don't even know how the smart contract is written, and if they're using even a smart contract at all. and then you always tend to lose. But this time you have a 50% odds. You're playing with your friends, so it's like Poker Night Friday. Okay, you you sit with your friends, you sit with your friends, and you all of you play rivals, acquaintances, and then you gain your money. So I believe that first mover's advantage is important. The advent of P2P gaming, and we have what we like to call a dual tokenomics drive engine. And if you do go to the website when it's live, you should see a simple infographic that explains how it works. Now, it contains every single thing that makes crypto great, every single thing that makes Web3 great. And that is what the DGens are also looking for. That is what the Web3 gamer is looking for. We have, apart from P2P gaming, we have staking in the game where you can stake the game tokens you mine for 80% of the game platform fees. There are token burns and mining involved. So it's just wonderful. And there is a play to earn model for games. So it's just a compromisation of every single thing that makes, gaming for Web3 great.
I really love how excited you are about your game. The passion is flowing through right now through this AMA. So I know you've touched base on this, but what inspired you for the creation of ApexDogs?
Yeah, so that's it. So you just mentioned it. I touched about it before because it means a lot to me. And like I said, it hit me in little wafts over the years. That apart from the need for this trading, where I noticed the way Web3 companies were working. Okay, everyone wants to create the next Mortal Kombat for Web3, but the truth is, we will never create the next Mortal Kombat for Web3. I mean, because the truth, that's just the truth. Everybody likes something centralized as long as it feeds the niche, the understanding of that niche, okay? And the reason why I say this bold declaration is because I play my Naruto. Like I said, why don't we like ads in games? Why don't we? It's not because we don't like ads. It's not because we can't pay for the ad. It's because it steals from the gaming experience. You're playing and then you're focused on something and there's something distracting you or something pops up like in all those mobile games. And we hate that, okay? But the Web2 gamer, this is why I bring the Web3 gamer is different. They're playing for the crypto, okay? And I noticed in the field out there that many of these Web3 companies, they were either trying to outdo Web3 or they were trying to integrate Web2 to Web3. And most people weren't careful to notice that there is a Web3 gamer out there that is in it for the crypto. So what we did was we stripped away all the glorious stuff about it and gave them a Web3 game for Web3. Now, we also ensured that you can come in there with crypto, okay? And you can get out with more crypto if you play with whatever strategy that comes to you. A game is built with basically you need consistency, you need alertness, and you need strategy. But like the blockchain trilemma, you can never have this three. It's really hard to. You can always go with two. So the dynamics of the game, you could win. It depends. You could win crypto. If you can't, you can update your NFT and the rest. So I discovered that need for people to really have a Web3 game to play. That just feeds that need. And the second thing I also noticed was most in the space weren't creating Web3 games where people could really play, achieve that DGen trade where they play with each other, and then they win the crypto, the zero-sum game for crypto. There wasn't anything like that. The best you can do is have a gamble-fi project and you bet against the house. Who wins the next soccer match? Who wins this? Who wins that? There's always a house to bet against. But this time you can bet against your friends. You can join the community. You can create your own guilds, your own armies, and you know that you're trading with each other. So it's just like having a poker night where you and your friends come together, transact, and probably like you have 10 friends, so you all bring $10 for the Friday, and you all play, and at least one or two people are going home with $50, or and it doesn't hurt because it's just $10. And then we integrated a dual tokenomics engine to help, with the gaming economy and to incentivize for the
I
gaming.
know a lot of gamers are excited about the rewards, but it's also the main concern about the safety measures. So, security about it. Could you please elaborate on the safety measures you put in place when it comes to the game?
Okay, so right, okay, so the first thing about smart contracts and GameFi or DGenFi is you don't want bots to take advantage of the system. That's a thing about the space also. Since it's all automated, since contracts are, they're basically basic what I would call them smart contracts. They're immutable, they're straightforward. I like to call them constant. Sorry, they're constant. You do A and you get B. Okay. And that's the reason why we love it. It's not some centralized entity that can get sanctioned, doesn't care about sanctions, doesn't care about this stuff. But that also brings that predictability. Give me a second here, sorry. That predictability also brings in those bot features that we have. Okay. I like the fact that Apex is anti-bot. Okay, so they're really going to have a hard time. But even the game is built to ensure that we prevent bots from taking advantage of the system. A bot, if you attack more than 1,000 people in less than a day, normally a person who's playing can attack 1,000 battle dogs, in less than a day. They get tired. People get tired. So if you do that, there is a reset limit. You have to reset. In the game, you have to go in the game and go reset it and then do that again. Okay. There's also some blacklist features. So if we discover that, while we're playing the game, all of us, we just see probably battle log 150. It's like making transactions in less than a minute. You just keep seeing the notification. Then we know what's going on. We know that is a botted account. So that anti-bot feature is there, but I know Apex 2 handles that. We also have a 24-hour response time. Normally if you attack a battle dog, okay, we don't want you to beat them down. Everyone has something to do right now. You can have a kid calling on you, you have exams, you have things like that. So when you attack a battle dog, you can't attack that battle dog again until 24 hours. So you can go pick your fight somewhere else. They don't allow you to beat on a battle dog again and again and again and again. So by the time they come back to their computers, they come back to their modem they come back to their mobile during their leisure time, then they can respond. They can attack you back or they can attack someone else. So these safety measures give people a sense of fairness, where they can play the game. And then if you're part of the guild, you can attack as many people as you want. So these features are written into smart contracts.
Definitely, it gives us a sense of security. As a gamer myself, I don't want to play a game if there's no anti-botting or there's no security involved into the game, because it just gives a really big competitive edge advantage for those who're just playing casually or even competitively. It's annoying when someone is just hacking or there's someone gaining all through these rules by just botting. Now, looking ahead, what exciting developments or partnerships can we expect from BattleDogs in the near future?
Okay. So we have a roadmap listed. We have what we call it's a game manual, but we know you don't read game manuals. No one reads the game manuals, Even Web 2. That's one thing Web 2 gamers and Web 3 gamers have in common. No one ever really reads the manual. Okay. But we have a manual and we try to make it a sweet read where it has a lore part of it. We just made it everything you need to know about the game, that you need to know how to play and the rest. And then we inserted a light paper. We merged it with a light paper because at the end of it, you tend to see the reasons why. We wrote it in an easy to read way, simple read, because I noticed one thing about the space. Most projects have white papers that are deliberately obtuse. People don't understand it. Many times it's just rubbish. It's just a lot of mathematical stuff they put in that don't make sense, but you won't figure that out and you get bored. So they expect you to leave. But we want you to read, okay? So we put it in there. And in the roadmap, we are hoping to make this an MMPOG game. But like many token projects before us, many GameFi projects before us, we need the skeleton ready, the phase one, the base blockchain game that is profitable and that does what it's meant to do. So before adding all the extra POG entertainment and the rest, we know we have a base game that works where people are trading these cards and they're playing and it's profitable and everyone's also having fun at the same time. Everyone is making a profit at the same time. And then building entertainment on that it's just something that will just blow your mind. So first of all, basically, this is ApexDogs 1.0. We've built the skeletal structure. We ensure the security of the smart contracts. We ensure the front end, everything is working as it should. But those are for later days when there's more capital to employ more developers and, integrate with Unity and so on and so forth. So that's just one. Another thing is recently we just signed with a huge gaming partner, and we're expecting to spearhead some gaming campaigns at the end of the late October in Japan, and we're moving into APAC. Okay, and these guys are pushing us there because it's P2P gaming. It's a new edge, gives us that edge, and so we signed it, and we're just in the process of integrating. So we do hope, because Apex is the gaslessness of it aids what we are doing 100%. So we are also in plans and in talks to ensure that Apex is also one of our chains that this is pushed forward, so that people don't need that kind of abstraction. They just need to connect their wallets and play. So we do hope that, so I wouldn't like to talk much about it. It's still, we're just signing agreements and, doing our stuff. So that's what's coming.
Right. So definitely truly exciting time ahead. We are really excited on your future developments, the upcoming partnerships, and also your achievements and milestones. So now we're going to the fun part. This is the community segment. So anyone from the community right now who's patiently been listening to, thank you very much for that. We'll be doing a giveaway for the top 2 questions decided by you, Sorcerer. And now we're gonna bring in someone from the community. Someone's waving right now, and here is Crypto's player. Welcome aboard, Crypto's player. How are you?
I am good. How about you?
I'm doing great. All right, what's your question?
Yeah, my question is how many tokens we are launching in different chains, and what is the unique feature the token which is launching on the Apex chain?
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So basically, the game on Apex Chain is basically a game as a service for the ecosystem. Okay. It's an isolated game for the ecosystem because we want to concentrate the economic power of every blockchain, of every chain in itself. We're giving back to the players, and we're taking that economic energy to grow the game on that chain. So although there are other blockchains that have the tokens, these tokens aren't related to the ApexVerse, is what I like to call it. We are in the ApexVerse, and the game on Apex, the game tokens that are being distributed, that are being mined, are built in OMNIA and Block. Okay, they are for gameplay in OMNIA and Block, and they cannot be used for anything outside the game itself. Even when we get to the MMPOGs and the rest, these game tokens are already scheduled to incentivize and to create utility for the Apex, okay, and for ApexDogs. So there is no relationship whatsoever with one token on another blockchain that does a similar thing for the blockchain. Okay, it's like having different nations. Okay, and these different nations have their ecosystems and so on.
Great. So another question from the community coming from HS. Hi, is the ApexDog game playable in iOS?
Yes, certainly. Right now, it's available via browser. So if you do have a wallet, okay, MetaMask wallet, a wallet that uses Wallet Connect or a Coinbase wallet, you can actually use the in-game browser in your wallet to access the game. Or you can just use your regular browser. If it's Safari, get in on the game, you should see the mobile version and just connect with your wallet. So yes, it is playable on all devices that have a browser.
That's great. Now, question for me while we're waiting for the community to type their questions, I do see quite a lot of people there. I was reading behind the lore from the ApexDogs battle guide book right there. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, we try to, encompass what, encompass what it is to be a battle dog. We know there are people who change their avatars to represent more of themselves. We know there are people who would, the way battle dogs are built, you can see they're fierce, strong, they have character qualities. Where you have, you have a Sheba turn into this elite commando, and you have some battle dogs looking like Alien from Alien Covenant and so on and so forth. So the metaverse narrative was just irresistible for our lore, and players can build on that. You can create your own avatar and have people get shocked when they see your NFT image staring back at them, even before they even have the balls to assault you or debilitate you.
Great. So another question from line OmniaVerse in the chat. Considering the number of users on Apex as of currently, won't there be a need to reduce supply on Apex since it's a utility token?
Well, we're looking at the way the tokens are being, the way the tokens work. We actually believe in the Apex chain. We believe it's really going to grow. These are the early days. You should always have the oversight. You should always be able to see into the future. You should see the worst case scenarios and the best case scenarios. Okay, we don't want to be in a place where the game has really gotten hot, and Apex chain has grown to probably a top 10 market cap project. Everyone likes gaslessness. Everybody needs it. They don't really need something where, and like if account abstraction fails, the next thing you hear about is people flocking to gasless chains. And Apex has the first mover's advantage there. So it has the ability to get to that point. And we don't want to be handicapped there, because that is where you showcase what you do. That is where you showcase the power of what your game is, and you have the history to back it up. So yes, we see Apex chain as just developing, and we are never going to stomp that growth. We are just going to push it until it gets to the top MCAP. Everybody hears about Apex, hears about us, and then we can still reward their gameplay, and we can still ensure that the game continues even in that. So the tokenomics is designed to greatly encourage economic activity in the game. It's designed to incentivize people and move people to level up or activate up and do different things. So the tokenomics is something we are always talking about. We can work on it and we can redesign it, but it looks good. And for a healthy chain like Apex chain, we are very confident.
That is great that you're confident with us. So coming back from Crypto's player, is there a burning system in the game?
Oh yes, actually, the game burns. It has a 10% tax for every transaction, and then there is a 10% that's allocated to burns. But for right now, to incentivize more gameplay, we and the team are going to manage that 10%, so we can use it to incentivize other ways of playing. So we are supposed to burn block tokens, because block is the first token A, the in-game token that we work with. That is a direct token of exchange. That is the value being transferred between players, and that 10% of block, we can use it to incentivize. So right now, we at the team and the Apex team have decided, you know what, instead of burning that 10%, let's use it to incentivize other behaviors. So that's left to the team to manage. But yes, there is a 10% burn tax that is going to a specific wallet that will be used to encourage more gameplay.
Definitely, encouraging gameplay is an important thing. And also, Crypto's asking one last time to reiterate, what is the total supply of the game token?
Sorry, I hope I covered it because while he's talking about block, I think his question might have also covered game. Game has okay, so game has a 2% transaction tax, where if you're staking game LP, you get that tax, and then the 0.5% of game is burnt for every single transaction on game. 0.5% is burnt. So yeah, it does have a burn mechanism too.
That's very knowledgeable. Now, another question from eFinance. He mentioned something like people taking Web3 gaming as a job in some countries. If I may ask, like how much can one make from ApexDogs with 8 to 10 hours commitment in a day?
Well, that remains to be seen right now. That remains to be seen. But since you are playing against others and you are very consistent, and you bring in $20 worth of value, you can expect to leave with $40 worth of value, even if you don't leave on that day or on the next day because you've had it hard to get your wins. The game is built in such a way where it's incentivized that when you cash out the economic energy you spent while playing the game, you can cash it all out. You can either activate up, you spend it back in the game by activating up your NFT, giving you a better chance to mine more game tokens. And being a speculative asset, it could also help. Or you could use it you could just, level up your NFT so that next time you engage in battle, you're more victorious against other guys with higher NFT levels, So you can do that. Or you can just cash it out, which would always be in your favor if you have the registered wins. I mean, I can't really say on how it will be on Apex Chain. This is just a prognosis of how the game is structured, okay? And then the sweet thing about these NFTs is they are tradable on, I failed to mention that before, they're tradable on an NFT marketplace. So on Spinks, you'll be able to trade them. So if you've spent like probably $2,000 over the last 8 months playing the NFT with your NFT and getting all kinds of rewards, those rewards will always come to that NFT. So when you want to trade them, you can speculate, and you can trade them on the open market. And people who don't want to come in the game, like the game is probably at 50 million market cap and everything's good. Some people don't want to come in at level 1, which is something Web2 can never accomplish. You can't be playing Mortal Kombat and then jump in at level 15, or playing Naruto and jump in where the adventure is hot. No. Even if you've been playing Naruto 1, Naruto 2, Naruto 3, you understand how to control you still have to go from the start. But the sweet thing about Web3 gaming is you could buy the NFTs at level 3. You already know about the game. You don't want to start from the beginning. You don't want to spend all that economic energy. So someone could come and buy your NFT at $5,000 because he knows he's going to use it. And since you have like 15 or 20 or 50 and you're selling 5, you're still in the game, you're still good to go. And then this person who's a newcomer doesn't want to start at 1. He knows what the game is about. He knows the profit people have made, but he doesn't want to start at 1. He doesn't want to wait for his investment to grow. So he can buy your NFT and continue where you left off, because all your history, all your game accomplishments, all the game that you've mined and you are going to mine because of you having such an NFT of such high level or high activation tier or high history, gaming history, all that rewards goes with the NFT. So once you sell it, that person gets all the economic energy coming to that NFT that you have put in that NFT. So they could buy it at twice the price, 5 times the price, depends on how valuable they want it to engage and participate in the game. So it gives it another utility where you can have a game NFT and you can trade it, and it gives value to whoever you're trading it to.
And one last question for eFinance. Can there be a kind of demo or write-up on how the game is played?
There are some video tutorials available, but it's not for Apex Chain, but they're basically the same thing on our YouTube. But we are making exclusive video tutorials on how to operate the game for Apex Chain, proper guidance. And so by the time the presale is over and the game is live for you to access, and play to your heart's content. You should have some video tutorial guides to just see you through most of the stage.
Amazing. So yeah, everyone's really excited to play the game, and hopefully in the future we're gonna create a competition as well within our community. Also, the team is happy to help out as well to create the videos in the future on how to make the how-tos and upload it into our YouTube channels. Alright, now, this is the most anticipated part of the AMA. What are the 2 top unique questions that caught your attention and the most intriguing, Sorcerer?
Okay, so I think the guy who asked about how much money he can make is a very unorthodox question, but it's a very legit question and proves the point I've been saying all the time. The Web3 gamer is carved differently, and there's a niche of us that is carved with this behavior, and many people in Web3 want to know how much they can make. So that's a valid question. That is a beautiful one, and that goes for me. So, and the second one is basically the first question we came across. That was from Crypto's Player.
Amazing. Congratulations to Crypto's Player and also eFinance. Now, you'll both be sent a DM by Sorcerer, and you'll be sent 1 each of ApexDogs NFTs. Congratulations once again. Now, before we close it off, is there anything that you want to promote, your social medias as well? Let us know now.
Okay, so fantastic. We just have our Twitter. We have our Telegram group. In our Telegram group, we have the ApexVerse, okay, where gameplay on Apex, guys can come together and chat. But it's a general group. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. It's a gaming chat. You can boo someone else. You can bully someone else. It's what gaming is all about. It's game ops, the side ops. But the most important thing is we don't take hate and, and basically don't fuck with the admins, which means you try not to, anything hate. And if we discover the bullying is too much, please, sometimes it's just words. People don't mean it. We understand that. It's a game community. But, just mind yourself, but have fun.
Absolutely. We're going to join the community and also have fun with the ApexDogs. Now, thank you so much. This is Cypher from the OmniaVerse team and BlockSS team. And thank you to our special guest, Sorcerer, for coming join to us today. Talk about Battle Dogs through Apex Chain and all the wonderful things that's going to happen in the future.
You all for accepting me. It was wonderful chatting with you all. Let's do this again soon.
And thank you for everyone for joining us and listening to this AMA. And catch you all on the flip side. See ya!